everybody, and welcome back to Capital Drama Club, the talk show bringing together all of the theater kids who maybe had their shows canceled or postponed. Before we begin, I would like to thank the Scotia Glenville Friends of Music for supporting the Scotia Glenville Drama Club all through the years. Today, I will be your host, TJ McMaster, the secretary of Drama Club, and today we have Jake Goodman, who played the player in Pippin at Park Playhouse, and John Maltz, who played Pippin at Park Playhouse. How are you guys?
Doing great. How about?
Pretty good. Thank you so much. All right. So, to those of people who don't really know Pippin very well, I want to give you guys a chance at telling them what it is. Specifically, John, I want to give you only 30 seconds to give me the entire plot of Pippin.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
All right, go.
So in the beginning, Pippin is chosen to portray the part of Pippin, and you see this in the show, Pippin, His Life and Times. And basically, he is trying to find why he's on Earth. What is he here for? He needs to find, quote-unquote, his corner of the sky. So he tries a bunch of things, from war to women to just kind of living in the moment, and none of these things really work for him. And then at the end, he basically finds it.
Finish your sentence. What were you going to say?
Well, I was basically, at the end, he discovers that there's no really set reason that you're alive. You just have to live.
All right, there you go. So before we go to the first question, Jake, I would love to say that your jazz hat is looking mighty fine, my friend.
TJ, thank you. I think your jazz hat is also looking mighty fine.
Thank you so much. It is.
I think my jazz hat also looks mighty fine.
Jake,
yes,
what is the best part of working at Park Playhouse, or performing, really?
The best part, well, there are a couple. So my favorite part of working at Park Playhouse is the people. I love all of the cast, and I love the production staff. They're great, and they really have given me a huge abundance of training for going off into the real world. And I also love the performance venues themselves. I love performing outside in the summer in Washington Park, and I love the Cohoes Music Hall.
Wonderful. Yeah, it is beautiful there. John, how about you?
So I believe Jake just said this, but I'm just going to repeat it. But definitely the people, cast, production staff, they're amazing, incredible to work with. Definitely push you to your full potential. And the space that we're working in, Cohoes Music Hall, the history and just the space itself is wonderful. And like I said, you just grow when you're there. It's a great learning experience as well.
I love that. Yeah. So, what's the worst audition you've ever had? Jake, let's start with you.
Oh man, there are definitely a couple of them. I would say my worst audition was for Lisa Franklin, who has been my voice teacher forever. Took a group of kids down to the city to audition for talent agents, and these agents were for specifically for kids. And at the time I was 11 or 12, I can't remember. And I got up there to sing my songs, and I froze. And I just forgot all the words. And I also froze at my Mary Poppins audition. I don't have a lot of good auditions.
I did the same exact thing at my Mary Poppins audition.
I stood there, forgot all. Oh no! I stood there and just forgot all of my words.
Yeah, I feel that. It happens to the best of us, honestly.
It does.
John, how about you?
So my worst audition is probably my first audition. I was auditioning for Bye Bye Birdie at my middle school in 7th grade, and everyone was singing the same song. So they pulled up 5 people at a time and had to stand in a line in front of the piano as they just played the cut. And then when that person was done, you came in. And I was 4th, and in front of me were 3 girls. And at that point, I didn't really have a concept of how to go down an octave. So the girls all sang, in their octave, and then I came in the same one, and my choir teacher was like, do it again, just do it again, but do it, and then she like played the note a bunch of times, and then I sang it, and it was like, okay. But yeah, I remember just being horrified, like, oh no, everyone just watched me do horrible, and it was my first audition for like anything ever. But it ended up working out, but that was probably my response.
So, what would you guys say is the most difficult thing about community theater?
John?
Okay. I'm gonna think on that for a second. I probably just putting yourself out there to like a much like more like diverse group of people, I guess. Because you never know who's gonna be at the shows. It's not like the school people where if you do your school show, it really could be anyone from anywhere. So you're putting yourself out there to a lot more different opinions, and especially if shows are being reviewed. Jake and I have been in a number of shows that have had like reviews in like the newspaper. So you're putting yourself out there to be judged, and oftentimes though it's great. So it's not really something to worry about, but it is definitely something that you have to get past.
I will say the toughest part about community theater, especially among our age group, is because we are up until we go to college, we all do shows together. We run in the same circle. We often find ourselves in the same audition rooms, the same rehearsal rooms, and the same performances. And I, for one, am a perfectionist when it comes to my performance. And the hardest part about community theater for me, I guess, is realizing that I am not going to be able to impress everyone I see. And that's just comes from the perfectionist side of my brain.
It can be pretty rough sometimes,
Yeah.
beating up yourself. But yeah. So we have a little game for you guys. It's called A Few of My Favorite Things. I'm going to go back and forth between you guys, and you're going to give me a couple of your favorite things, stuff that's like related to the theater. Jake, let's start with you. What's your favorite show?
Bandstand.
John?
Probably Next to Normal.
What's your favorite thing about performing?
Making people happy.
I love it. John?
Similar to Jake, just making people feel whatever the emotion is of the show. Like having someone walk into a room feeling one way and walking out feeling different, and the power that comes with that.
Yeah. Favorite part? Well, I know that you guys mainly do community theater, but in your school shows that you've been in, what's your favorite part about those? It's a different atmosphere.
So I personally have not been in one of my school musicals.
Really?
But
You haven't?
Yeah, no, but because I'm a piano player, so I do the pit orchestra a lot. But last year, junior year, I music directed Big Fish and also played in the pit. And so being on like the other side of the table, that was my favorite experience with a school show.
Awesome. John?
I think that, oftentimes with school shows, there's a lot of traditions that come with that. I know that Shen has a lot of traditions, and from the get-go, they're incredibly special to me. And then as I've grown in the ranks of, from sophomore to senior, it's become a lot more special.
I get that. Cool. All right, so that just about wraps up all the time that we have for today. Thank you guys so much for coming. And I would like to give a little subtle plug to Park Playhouse on Instagram. And Pippin was also one of the shows that was only postponed. So when is that show going to be, guys?
June 4th through 14th at the Cohoes Music Hall.
You heard it here, guys. Make sure you go see that show. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And make sure you tune in next time. We're going to be sitting down with Ethan Eggleston and Heather Hayes from South Glens Falls production of Damn Yankees. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching.
Bye.